does racial equity look like? It's a hard question to answer, and yet we know what it doesn't look like. This photo has created a lot of buzz. It's from the St. Louis Arch Grounds renovation ribbon cutting. And as you can see, there are about 18 people in the photo, all of which appear to be white. I repeat, zero people of color, and no black folks specifically, in a city that's almost 50% black and a county that's made up of almost 25% black folks. It's just a photo, they say. What do you want them to do? Well, I want them to do the real work that's required to make this photo an impossibility. What's needed is systemic, ongoing, long-term work, and that'll beat out any last-minute adjustments or tokenism. Our region hasn't been putting in the work of systematically centering those who are most marginalized. If they had been doing the work of making leadership opportunities available to people of color, removing barriers for advancement so that we weren't hemorrhaging the talent of people of color from the region, then this picture would not look like this. And don't give me, oh, but what about this program or so-and-so's working on, I get it. I'm talking about, as a region, in a coordinated effort with intention and without apology. Our regional leadership seems all too comfortable with business as usual. Maybe they're hoping things will blow over from the killing of Mike Brown Jr. or Anthony Lamar Smith or Von Derek Myers or Kajimi Powell, or maybe they're hoping that we'll forget about the governor-appointed commission that told us we had an underlying problem with racism and outlined a path to racial equity. Our regional leaders need to do better, and this picture was just one symptom of that problem. I mean, let me be clear, it would have been great if someone had intervened. We know that both city and county leaders have had training in systemic racism. Maybe the PR person or the photographer, someone could have raised a red flag, or maybe they could have invited some folks like Bruce Franks, who his district includes the Arch, or Treasurer Tashara Jones, who was a leader in the state legislature when funding for the project was passed, or hey, Percy Green, who literally scaled the Arch to fight racial inequity over 50 years ago. But all those are individual solutions. The question remains, will that photo look different in the future? Each one of us in the region needs to be reflecting on what we want to look like in 5, 10, 20 years and choose our actions accordingly. But there's greater responsibility for our leadership. You lose credibility for whatever little progress that we've made when photos like that get touted as if they represent our collective, because they don't. If you're in a leadership position, use your sphere of influence to create policies and change that will outlive your position. And each one of us has a sphere of influence to make sure that we aren't recreating that photo and that we are working to do the ongoing collaborative work that's required to truly be an equitable St. Louis.